What happens behind closed doors really don't get spoke of much, but, you know, there were some things that I've heard, and it, you know, kind of raised an eyebrow.
Ramiah described Itongwa as a shady person and controlling.
I felt angry because, like I said, you knew what you did, and for you to reach out, it's like, what are you trying to cover? You thought that you were going to get away with killing my sister.
4:30 in the afternoon. A 911 call comes in from Youngridge Drive in Baldwin, Pennsylvania. Inside the apartment, first responders find a young woman on the floor. She has been shot multiple times. She is pronounced dead at the scene. Her name is Ramiah Griffin. She is 20 years old. In the next room, they find someone else. Her daughter, 1-year-old, unharmed, alone. A mother, gone. A baby, feet away, too young to understand any of it. Wherever you're watching this from, drop your city below. I want to see how far this one travels before we go further. This is a real case. A young mother lost her life, and her daughter was in the home when it happened. Some details ahead may be difficult to hear. Investigators have a scene, they have a victim. They have a child who can't tell them anything. What they don't have yet is a name. 2 people, 1 daughter between them. Ramiah Griffin lives in Baldwin, Pennsylvania, in an apartment on Youngridge Drive. It's her home. Her name is on the lease. Adelin Itongwa is 22. He lives across the county in Monroeville. He is the father of that little girl. 2 different addresses, 1 shared child. But to Ramiah's family, he wasn't just a name on a birth certificate. Her sister would later describe him as someone who was folded into their lives. Family dinners, birthdays, the kind of presence you stop questioning because he's just always there. We treated him like family, her sister said. He was at the family dinners, and anytime there was a birthday, he was there. That's what makes this hard to place. Not a stranger, not someone on the outside, someone who sat at the table. By early February, something in that connection had shifted. Nobody outside of it saw what. The scene is secured. What happened inside that apartment is no longer a call for patrol officers. It's a homicide. Allegheny County Police's homicide unit is brought in. From this point forward, the case belongs to them. The child from the apartment is safe with responders. But investigators quickly learn something that changes the shape of the entire case. The 911 call came in at 4:30 in the afternoon. The shooting itself, detectives believe, happened hours earlier. In the early morning, around 3 a.m. That means Ramiah Griffin was gone long before anyone knew to call for help. And for those hours in that apartment, her 1-year-old daughter was alone with her. Investigators start where every homicide starts. A scene, a body, a timeline with a gap in it no one can explain yet. Detectives go to work. They pull surveillance footage from around Youngridge Drive. They start talking to anyone who might have seen or heard something in the hours before that 911 call. Investigators trace Ramiah's daughter back to her father, Adelin Itongwa. That fact changes the direction of the investigation. He becomes the connection detectives keep coming back to. Witness accounts and surveillance video start pointing the same way. Investigators say it's enough to identify him as the person responsible for the shooting. As of what's publicly confirmed, no trial date has been reported. No plea has been reported. This case is still moving through Allegheny County's court system. In the meantime, the practical weight of what happened has landed on Ramiah's family. A fund was set up to help cover the costs no one plans for. Funeral expenses and the sudden responsibility of raising a 1-year-old. Nothing about the legal process has reached the public yet. It just continues quietly without anyone watching. And in an apartment on Youngridge Drive, the quiet that's left behind has nothing to do with the courts at all. Her name was Ramiah Griffin. People close to her called her Remy. She was 20 years old, a daughter, a sister, a mother. Days after she died, roughly 200 people gathered at Stowe Rocks High School to remember her. They released balloons. They stood together in the cold and said her name out loud. Her aunt stood in front of that crowd. "Look at the turnout," she said. This was Remy. This is what she was. Her sister called her a best friend. She stood there asking a question nobody could answer. Who would want to take her life? It didn't make sense. It still doesn't. Her aunt has stepped in to raise Ramiah's daughter. "That's my child now," she said. I'm going to make sure she remembers her mom. She's 1 year old, and somewhere, right now, she's growing up, carrying her mother's memory forward.